Good morning, guys. Namaste. Happy Monday, everyone. Today I have a very beautiful message for you that has to do with decision making. From which inner space are we deciding? What is guiding us to decide? Well, if we are deciding without realizing where we are standing, then our decision making process is not connected to who we truly are, but rather it's connected to the circumstances, the external influence, and so forth. It's very important that before we make a decision, we observe. We don't get caught up in fear or in doubt or in wherever. It's very important that we connect with our inner voice. But first of all, observe from an inner space of peace and wisdom. Observe. Observe everything that's going on, everything that's taking place from an objective point of view. We for sure might be triggered because many things happen around us so that we are triggered. And that's not a bad thing. It's a good thing because we learn more about those things that we have inside that need to be looked at and set a light on, right? So that's the first step, to observe as objectively as we can. And as we do so, we can then start to discern and watch what things, what aspects of everything that we are observing are connected to our truth or are connected to lies. You see? And then we measure, we discern, we measure through everything that we feel as we observe. Many things will happen within as we are doing this observation, and those things that we observe are very important to be taken into account, because that's where the information that we need will show up. That's where the information that we need will help us find guidance towards this decision making through discernment, you see? And as we do this process of going within and observing what things are going on in there, you see, are we feeling fear? Are we feeling anxiety? Are we feeling numbness? Are we feeling whatever it is that we're feeling? Well, it's not for us to blame the outside for that, but rather to be grateful because the outside is showing us certain aspects that are within ourselves that need to be looked at, that need to be acknowledged, right? And as we acknowledge these aspects, then we are in a much better position to choose which way we take, which path we walk. And this observation, this realization of these things that are taking place within will help us find the place that serves us the most in which to stand before we decide. And this is very interesting because many times we make decisions, really fast, instantly, because we feel that we have to do things fast. And that's not necessarily true. it's always better to pause for a second, to come back to our center, and to understand really, really what's happening, in order to then make a more aligned decision of which path we will be taking. And when we do this, and then we see what consequences that process involved, and how everything unfolded before us after we paused, we observed, we processed, and then we through discernment we decided, well, I'm sure that the outcome of that decision making, the consequences of that decision making, will for sure be more aligned with your truth, with who you truly are, with your empowerment, than if you don't. It's not so important what we are being shown on the outside. It's more important to see what's happening within us, because we are sovereign beings, guys, even though sometimes we don't seem to be, because we are observing too much what's going on outside. But in truth, we are sovereign. We need not forget that. We need not forget that. And as we remember this and we regain our power back, our inner and true power back, then everything will change for us. Everything will change for us in a good way. And we will not feel doubtful or fearful of our decisions, because we will already know that we've already done all this inner process before we took one path or the other, or whichever path we take, because there are multiple paths. So my dear friends, my dear family of light, this is the message for today from the forest where I'm right now, this beautiful place. So I'm sending you much love and light. I hope you have a beautiful week. I hope you have the opportunity of doing this process of observing, processing, and then through discernment, making your decisions. And remember that not everything that we are being shown is entirely our experience. Remember that, please. Remember that. Hold that thought and try to observe that as well. So my dear friends, have a beautiful week. I'm sending you a huge hug. And if you would love to leave a comment below underneath this video, then go ahead and do that, and I'll reply ASAP. And I'll talk to you very soon. Have a beautiful week. Bye-bye.